Hello, everyone, and welcome to Berean Ministries, where we search the scriptures daily. Before we begin, remember that Torah means teaching, refers to the first 5 books, and Parashat means portion. This week's Parashat, is Shemot, and we are reading the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 1. Now Moses was keeping the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the back of the wilderness and came to God's mountain, to Horeb. Now in chapter 2 we saw Moses' father-in-law referred to as Ruel, which means friend of God, and now in chapter 3 he's referred to as Yitro, which means his abundance. Now names are very important, as we will see in this chapter. Now thank you to the World English Bible for providing this translation. Now they choose to use vowels when spelling out the holy name of the Lord. Berean Ministries prefers not to use the vowels, so we just have Yud He Vav He. And it's sometimes it's translated as the Lord and recited as Adonai, which means the Lord in Hebrew. So for verse 2, the Lord's angel, or the angel of the Lord, appeared to him in a flame of fire out of the middle of a bush. He looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. Moses said, I will go now and see this great sight, why the bush is not burned. When the Lord saw that he came over to see, God called to him out of the middle of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. He said, Hineni, here I am. He said, don't come close. Take off your sandals, for the place you are standing on is holy ground. And here's the word holy, Kodesh, Kuf Daled Shin. Moreover, he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses hid his face because he was afraid to look at God. The Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. Now, if you saw the intro to Exodus video, you saw that we looked at this repetition here, Ra'o Ra'iti. The repetition in Hebrew is for emphasis, and in English it's often translated as surely. I have surely seen. We also saw verse 8. I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land to a good and spacious land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Knaani, the Hitti, the Emori, the Perizi, Hivi, and the Yevusi. Verse 9, just kidding. Explaining verse 8. So, it says to bring them up out of that land. And the root was, as we discussed, Ain Lamed He, meaning spiritual elevation. And the word Aliyah means immigration to the Holy Land. Literally, it means ascent. And so when the Lord delivers Bnei Israel, he is bringing them up not only physically, but also spiritually. Now verse 9. Behold, the cry of Bnei Israel has come to me. Moreover, I have seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them. Come now, therefore, and I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, Bnei Israel, out of Egypt. Moses said to God, who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? Moshe said, who am I? This is the first time that he is arguing with the Lord, which we will see is not a good idea. Verse 12. He said, certainly I will be with you. This will be the token to you that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain. So these are some comforting words. Certainly I will be with you. In Hebrew, ki ehyeh imach. And ehyeh is an important word in Hebrew to remember. Ehyeh means I will be. And to serve God is great. It's Ain Bet Dalid, to serve. As we saw in the intro to Exodus, Bnei Israel were serving in Mitzrayim with the same 3 letters, the same 3-letter root for serving. But today we have a choice. Are we going to serve Pharaoh, or are we going to serve the Lord? Moshe said to God, "Behold, when I come to the children of Israel and tell them, 'The God of your fathers has sent me to you,' and they ask me, 'What is his name?' what should I tell them?" Again, names are important, as this verse indicates. And here we have the word for name, Shin Mem, Shem. Shem means name. With a Vav, Shmo means his name. And remember, the book of Exodus in Hebrew is the book of Shemot, because it begins, Ve'ele Shemot b'nei Israel. These are the names of the sons of Israel, or the children of Israel. God said to Moses, "I am that I am, Ehyeh asher ehyeh, I will be that I will be," because God is eternal. And he said, "You shall tell the children of Israel this, I am has sent me to you." So there's the Ehyeh again, and again, and again. And the holy name of the Lord, Yud He Vav He, also has a lot of these letters. It has Yud, He, Vav, and He. And Ehyeh has a Yud and two He. So the word, or the name of the Lord, Yud He Vav He, comes from this root of being, because he is the being that is above all beings, and he is eternal. He was, he is, and he will be. He's the God of everything that was, is, and is to come. God said moreover to Moses, "You shall tell the children of Israel this, Yud He Vav He, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial to all generations." So here he is again proclaiming the importance of his name. And it is a memorial to all generations. Ledod dod. So here's more repetition. This time it's the repetition of a noun, translated as all generations. Verse 16. "Go and gather the elders of Israel together and tell them, Adonai, the God of your fathers, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt." So here it is again, repetition. Pakod, pakadati. Visited, repeated, emphatically, and translated as, I have surely visited. Verse 17. "I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite, Perizzite, Hivite, and the Jebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. They will listen to your voice. You shall come, you and the elders of Israel, to the king of Egypt, and you shall tell him, Adonai, Yud He Vav He, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. Now please let us go 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to Adonai, Yud He Vav He, our God." Verses 19 and 20. "I know that the king of Egypt won't give you permission to go. No, not by a mighty hand. I will reach out my hand and strike Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do among them, and after that he will let you go." Verse 21. "I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it will happen that when you go, you shall not go empty-handed. But every woman shall ask of her neighbor, and of her who visits her house, jewels of silver, jewels of gold, and clothing. You shall put them on your sons and on your daughters. You shall plunder the Egyptians." All right, everybody, that's Exodus chapter 3, and the next video is Exodus chapter 4. Thank you for watching.